Hello, hi, I'm Coach Marcus. I'm the head coach of the Alief Cougars sophomore team. I'm doing this basically just to do a documentary on these young men, what they go through, their expectations from the coaches and myself, and basically how we're improving, where do we stand, and basically what I expect. First, let's start with the coaches. Well, now let's start with a rundown of what happened last year. Last year we had a very good team. We fell one game short of the Super Bowl, lost to the South Coast Oak Eagles in a very close and contested game. A lot of our team moved up. Superstars such as Jalen Scott, Toscani, which is better known as Beast Mode, Nelson, who was a heck of a linebacker, Samaritan, Mason, Big Z, Norm, all of them guys, those guys moved up. So now it's time for a new group, a new regime, new positions, new players, and I'll go over that with you guys here shortly. Let's talk about the coaching staff. Once again, it's me, myself. As the offensive coordinator, it's Antho. On the defensive side, it's Coach Cam and Coach B. I have the full faith in those gentlemen, and I expect nothing but zeros on the scoreboard and 35 plus points on our side. Let's get into these young men. On the offensive side, things have greatly changed. Yes, we have some returning starters. Let's start with our quarterback. Our quarterback is a returning starter, but he played receiver last year. Now he's under center. It's Xavier Sanchez. I have the most faith in this young man. I'm happy that we have him. He has drastically improved. He's physical. He's mature. He's smart. All he wants to do is hit and score touchdowns. Behind him, our two running backs are Tyler, who's a newcomer, and Naeed. He's not a newcomer. He just moved up from the freshman division into the sophomore division. Those two are our running backs. Let's start with Naeed. Naeed was an all-star on the freshman level. I believe his game has changed and is evolved so that he can play on the sophomore level and be just as great as he was on the freshman level. Kid is physical, smart, and he's just ready to work. Let's talk about Tyler. Tyler is a newcomer. He comes from a different team. He's ready to work too. Sometimes he's on and off, but that's pretty much what I want every kid sometimes. But as long as we can keep him on, we know we got a good workhorse in him as well. With those three, X, Naeed, and Tyler, we have a pretty nice core of running backs. Let's jump out there to the wide receiver. Our wide receiver is Denham. This kid is probably the kid with the biggest heart, biggest will, the best work ethic, and willing to do whatever it takes to win. And if we had more players like this young man, things would be so much easier. Don't get me wrong, that's not the only best quality about him. He has very good hands and speed as well. I project that we should have somewhere between 6 to 7 touchdowns thrown, and that young man probably will be on the end of all of them. Let's move to our offensive line. At center, we got another returner, Lil Corey. 2 years ago, Lil Corey was on that freshman team that went to the Super Bowl. Last year, he didn't play as much, but this year he's focused and ready. He's the starting center. I like his physical nature so far. Next to him are our big guys, which are Dunn and Big Mike and Dunn. Those two guys are both physical, strong, and actually they can move for their size. Next to those two guys are Lil B and Rashaj, better known as CJ. Those two young gentlemen are new as well. They're newcomers. They have a very good work ethic, and they will be just fine on their own. So let's go to the outside, the tight end. On one side, you have Braylon, who has took a tremendous step. He's a returner as well. He didn't get as much play time, and when he did play, he played at wide receiver. But now he's moved to tight end, and I have a lot of expectations for that young man at tight end. At the other tight end is Butterball. Butterball is returning starter. Well, most likely it's going to be Butterball. He's a returning starter as well. He knows what to do at the tight end spot. If Butterball is not there, then it would probably be EJ. EJ is a newcomer. He has the physical tools that we need. He just wasn't coached as hard as we coach, but he's getting there. Let's jump over to that defense. I believe this defense is going to be phenomenal. They should put a lot of zeros up on the board. They're going to be fast and physical. Let's start out there at the corners. At the corners, one side you got Denham. Like I said, Denham has the heart and intelligence and the will to be great. On the other end, there is a newcomer that came from the freshman. His name is not Keon Mason. Keon has exceptional speed. He's intelligent, and I think he's going to be a great fit for us. Then at safety, they have Eric Liberty. Eric Liberty is a youngster that just came over from a different team. He has flat out speed. He will run and smack you in the mouth, and we love that about him. Let's move to that defensive line. That defensive line is going to be good in size. At one end, you have Lil Corey. At the other end, you have the newcomer, Eric Rodriguez. Eric is that prototypical defensive end you look for. He does that job. You're barely going to move him, and he's going to go hard. And down there at those D tackles, you have Big Mike and Dunn. You'll understand who those guys are. Like I said, they're physical, they're big. As long as they get their push and do what they need to do, we're going to be fine. Let's move to that linebacking core. On the outside, you have Braylon. Like I said, he's physical in nature. He's gotten so much better. On the other end, you have Butterball or Tay-Tay. Either one of those youngsters, well, Butterball's not a youngster, Tay-Tay is. Any one of them can adequately fit there and be okay. In the middle, we have Nae and Tyler. X on the defense, we don't really know if he's going to be out there yet. I would love for him to be out there and possibly move to middle linebacker, and that core would be legitimately solid. But I try to let those guys choose what they want, have what they want, and if necessary, I'll put my input and we'll go from there. But that defense should be solid regardless, and they should be ready to go. Overall, my expectations is a Super Bowl, and I'm not just saying that just to say, oh man, it's my team, we should be in a Super Bowl. The physical talent that we have, along with the coaching mentality that we coach with and the work ethic that we put in with these young men, we have only one expectation, and that's Super Bowl. I am confidently able to say that I really do believe we will be in the Super Bowl. We get our first test this weekend, well, actually Friday. We're going against a scrimmage against the Bridge Seahawks at Alief Taylor around 6:30 or so. So if you want to come out and see what we look like and see some of the individuals I'm talking about, feel free to come out, please. Like I said, I'll be doing this every week or so, give you guys updates of what's going on, how the game looked, did we win, did we lose, what we can improve on, and what we can improve on. Thank you. I love to see you guys here shortly. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Marcus the Fluid. Thank you. Go ahead, Cougar Nation.